She has her own business, Essence for Abundance, and she is a personal empowerment master life coach and holistic healer. Everybody, can I get a round of applause for Joanne?
Oh, she's a holistic healer?
Sorry, can I get a round of applause for Joanne?
Credentials are good things.
Yeah, it's kind of like...
Can't all be perfect.
Hello everyone. I would like to thank the Women's Support Network for inviting me to speak with all of you awesome women this evening. I'd also like to thank everybody else who has come courageously tonight to give your support, to take back the night and to share your love, your hugs, your tears, your stories, your strength, but most of all, your light of hope. No matter where someone is on this journey, when we embrace each other, we can heal. I've been asked to speak about another aspect of being a survivor tonight, and that's the light of hope, inspiration, unlimited potentials and opportunities that can come when you develop the confidence to journey down the road of healing, which is growth and personal development. I first started getting help for sexual abuse when I was 18 years old. There were times when counseling was awesome, and there was other times when it was more of a detriment to my well-being and sent me tailspinning back into a state of trauma. I took a lot of courses. I learned other tools and techniques that really helped me to cope better and to succeed in other areas of life as well. Today, I am the owner of my own holistic healing business. I hold diplomas and certificates as an addiction and community services worker, personal empowerment development life coach for confidence and self-esteem. I'm an NLP practitioner, emotional freedom technique practitioner, and a master Reiki healer practitioner. I've been employed for 5 years at the Salvation Army Sutton Youth Shelter as a frontline worker and an anger management facilitator. There isn't one modality that I would say works any better than another for healing, and it may take a combination to get the right outcome. Healing needs to happen on all levels, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, in order for personal growth to occur. In 2009, I returned to school for a college education career as an addiction and community services worker. My husband was not in agreement with that plan, and 5 months into my schooling, he informed me that he was leaving, selling the house, and taking my 15-year-old son to live with him. There was no discussion about these arrangements. It was just done, and he left. OSAP didn't give me the second half of my student loan because I had worked 2 night shifts a week at Tim Hortons while going to school full-time. They told me if I changed my status to single and continued to work, that I would be in an overpayment status, having to pay them back, and I would also lose the $5,000 grant opportunity at the end of my schooling. OW told me that I didn't qualify for assistance since I was already receiving OSAP, and that would be considered double dipping. When the house sold for less than the closing costs, I became homeless, financially destitute, completely alone, and living in a woman's shelter. I had no vehicle and had to sell all of my textbooks to get back and forth to school. I was determined to finish school and get the education no matter what. I did graduate with an overall grade point average of 89.3%. Thank you. I completed placement at the Newmarket Courthouse in the Toronto Bail Program and the criminal justice system. I stayed on with them after school, completing 145 hours as a volunteer while I was looking for a job. Finally, I was able to start putting the pieces of life back together. I did get my job at the shelter, started working with youth who had addictions and were homeless. I got an apartment and I got my car. Still, I felt like something was missing. When I was a 10-year-old little girl, I used to stand on my bed with my hairbrush, pretending that I was a famous public speaker and a writer and author. And I used to sit for hours writing stories and poetry and practicing. I was telling people how to live their dreams, how to succeed, how to be happy in life. And teach them how to not only live their dream, this was not only my life dream, but also recently I have discovered it is my purpose in life. In 2001, I received an acceptance letter for a poem that I had submitted to a writing contest. The poem was published in an anthology titled Nature's Echoes. A few months later, I received a second notice that the same poem was being recorded to a CD titled The Sound of Poetry. I stopped writing for fear of rejection, and I convinced myself that I was on top. At least I could call myself published. And I'd better quit while I was ahead so I didn't make a fool of myself. I told myself a rational lie, and I believed it. In August of 2014, I started volunteering for Love Project. I made a decision to find the inner light in that 10-year-old little girl who was writing and publicly speaking. I started publishing self-help articles and blogs with the goal that I was going to reach 100,000 views just to spread the word about positive living and healing. In August of 2015, exactly 1 year later, my Google Plus site had reached 300,000 views. My website had reached another 128,000 views, and with my 5 other social networking sites and email list, 1 year later, I had received over 500,000 views worldwide about healing and positive living.
Woo!
In November of 2014, I also received another miracle. Your Tango Online magazine had contacted me to be one of their writers. In exchange for articles, I receive weekly training seminars, and they give me tips on how to improve my writing and my readership and how to get known around the world. A month after that, I received a $2,000 scholarship with Laurel Langemeyer from Live Out Loud to receive coaching to improve my business and to get it out there. During one of her webinars, Laurel made a statement that really hit home. Every single one of you right now standing in front of me has skills, talents, and ideas that can be turned into marketable products or services that people in this world need right now. By not getting your ideas out there to the world, you're ripping people off. Damn that Laurel Langemeyer. She was right. All this time, I had been holding myself back because I figured my work wasn't good enough and people wouldn't be interested. The truth is, nobody sells us out on the whole big dream except ourselves. You are your own inside job. Being empowered to succeed and live the life you love is your own inside job. Self-love and self-acceptance is the good part of the healing journey. It's where you get to stop beating yourself up with your own negativity and self-criticism. It's about setting goals for what you want from life, doing the work, and developing the skills and talents to make it happen. Recently, I posted pictures and blogs of other personal goals as part of my life coaching business to inspire others to dream about what is possible for them. The events include pro-level treetop trekking, training for the Warrior Dash, a 5-kilometer run for breast cancer, and this summer I completed the CN Tower Edge Walk. Remember that 10-year-old little girl who was standing on her bed with a hairbrush microphone pretending to talk to people? Today, I stand in front of you living that dream on a real stage with a real microphone and public speaking just like I had practiced. I would like to leave you all with some words from another empowered woman who made it to the top, and that's Susie Orman. Along the way, she was interviewed and somebody asked her how she dealt with the critics along the way, and Susie's reply, "When the dogs start barking, the elephant keeps walking." Be the elephant, everybody. Always be empowered and live the life you love. Have a great night, everybody.